This is Jason Nissen, and I'm going to do a walkthrough for the Learning Assistant Alliance's LAASSO platform for instructors to assess student outcomes in their courses. The first thing you're going to need to do is sign in to your Learning Assistant Alliance account. If you don't have an account, you can sign up for one, and we have a video to walk through that process. Once you're signed in, you'll come to your landing page for the Learning Assistant Alliance, and to use LAASSO, you just go up to the top bar here and click on the LAASSO link. It'll open LAASSO for you. Now, once you're here, our focus is going to be on adding a course. And if this is your first time, over here on the left, you'll have this Add Course button, but you won't have any of these other options here for the courses that already exist in the system, because you won't have any. On the right side, we have some additional information. To add a course, you want to click on the Add Course button. And then you're going to have this survey that's going to show up that you'll quickly fill out. Once you've filled out the survey, the last step is agreeing to sharing the data. So the data for this course will be anonymized, aggregated, and shared with researchers who have appropriate IRB approval. If you want more information, you can go to the LAASSO FAQ. And on the FAQ, we've taken the time to put together answers to common questions or questions we expected to be asked. And the one of interest is, why do I have to agree to share my class's data? One of the purposes of the LAASSO platform is to produce a large data set that can help to drive forward the scientific understanding of students' learning and teaching. And so our goal is to share this data so that we can help to move forward our understanding of how students learn. Okay. Once you've agreed to share your data, just click Save and Continue. And then now you'll be brought to your page where you'll now have this semester and year added over here, and under it you'll have this course. To bring up your course, you click on the section button, and then the next step is to add an assessment to the course. Here we have a list of all the assessments hosted on LAASSO. If you're interested in getting more information, you can go to our website for information on the assessments. I'm going to choose the Forced Concept Inventory. So if you go to the link for the Forced Concept Inventory, there's additional information there. On the page, we provide an overview of the purpose, the population that it's appropriate for, typical performance, an example question, papers supporting the validity, and kind of a summary of our estimation of the validity of the instrument. Research that's been done with the instrument, a link to the example reports, similar instruments, and any additional information that we know of that exists out there that you might find useful. I'm going to choose the Forced Concept Inventory for my course. And once you click on it, you slide the window down, and hidden down here is the Create New Assessment, depending on the size of your screen. Again, you have to click on the Sections button, and you'll be able to open the Forced Concept Inventory page. The next step in the process is to upload your roster of students. If you click on this link, it will download a new roster file, and you can open that roster. And so the next step is to open your class roster from your course, and then this is one that I just made up. Just copy and paste the information out of this roster, your course roster, into our template. And the fields that we need to have filled in are first name, middle name, and last name, and then email. And the only information the system uses is the email, and it uses that email information to link the pre and post test. And again, none of this information is shared with anyone other than you. Only the instructor of the course has access to this information. Okay, once that's done, you want to save your class roster, go back to our page, and choose it to upload. There it is under the downloads. Click on it, and then click on Add These Students. Now here we have a list of all the students. On the left is an X that allows you to delete one of the students. So if you have students that drop from your course, you can go in and delete them. So I'll delete Angelica Carrera. And it just confirms. Now, if I made a mistake there, or if I have additional students to add, you can just go edit that original roster file and add them onto it, and then reload it, and it will just add the new students. It's smart enough it doesn't create redundant students on there. So for example, here I'll just pick that roster template again, and I'll add these students, and you'll see that Angelica Carrera comes back. Now over here on the right, we have some symbols for the pre and the post test. Right now they're all no response because none of the students have had the assessment to take yet because we haven't launched it. Once they've participated, it'll be green, or if there's an issue, it can become yellow. The next step is to start your pre-assessment at the beginning of the semester. So here we just want to fill in a date. It's good to give about a week of time. So I'll just choose this Friday as the deadline. In order to maximize participation, we really recommend giving credit for students participating on the pre-test and the post-test, either as extra credit or course participation credit. We also recommend the in-class reminders. If you talk about these tests in class, it sends a message to the students that this is something that you value and is something that's important for them to do. They're more likely to participate. And another thing is to send email reminders to the students. So I'm going to launch this assessment by starting the assessment now. And it's going to give me a warning that it's going to send emails to all the students in the roster. Okay, and now it has been launched. And so, as I mentioned earlier, it's important to send out email reminders to students to get them to participate. And LAASSO has a built-in functionality to send out those email reminders. And the nice part of that is that it only sends out the reminders to students who have not yet completed it. Now, at any point, an instructor can download all the data that the students have uploaded. And then at the end of the semester, you'll launch the post-test using the same process here. Once the pre-test and the post-test are completed and finished, you'll be able to download a final report.